But I don't see how you could see this as anything but a tremendous victory for the Trump administration.
This is a very important, significant victory for the Trump administration at the Supreme Court.
I just want to note the Democratic appointees' strong dissents in this case. Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson calls the court's decision an existential threat to the rule of law.
You know, with the Democrats, common sense is becoming less and less common. This should be obvious. If you come to this country illegally and you decide to have a baby before you become documented, I'm sorry to say, that baby is not a U.S. citizen. We cannot continue to reward people for breaking the law. That's us giving them more incentive to continue breaking the law. And if we don't stop this, it's going to be the end of democracy here in America. Because we all know all these babies being born from illegal migrants, they all gonna be voting Democrat. So the Republican Party, we will never be able to win in a general election again. You know, I am convinced Kamala Harris and Biden did not just leave the border open by mistake. I have no evidence of that, but I am convinced it was intentional because they know all these people coming here popping kids, that's an automatic vote for the Democratic Party. Truly, we need to hold people accountable for their bad decisions, and we both know this is against what the Democratic Party stands for. We keep seeing this trend with the Democratic Party where they keep rewarding people for making bad decisions. Oh, you don't have a job? No worry. We're going to give you free food. We're going to give you free housing. What? No, if they don't have a job, you should tell them go get a damn job. But that's not what the Democratic Party tells you. Oh, no worries, if you don't have a job, the government is going to step in and help you. Oh, you have kids and you're in poverty? No worries, we're just going to give you more money. No, the Democratic Party should tell you, if you are in poverty, maybe you should not have no goddamn kids. Get your life together first. And the messed up part about the whole situation, guys, the people that are actually doing the best to make wise decisions, the people that are doing the best to budget, the people that are doing the best to say, you know what, we're not going to have 4 kids. We're not going to have kids now. We're going to have them in 2 years. The people that are doing the best to be responsible end up to be the ones paying for the bastard people making bad decisions. And again, it is unfair to the people doing the best. And that's what the Democratic Party believes in. They punish the people that are working hard and they reward the bastard people that are lazy and complaining every damn day. This needs to stop. It needs to stop.
So what's going to happen now is that the Trump administration will have to stop its executive orders only in the courts where those judges decide against them, but still be able to pursue their policies in the rest of the country.
Jonathan Turley, I'm just following you on X as we go along, and I don't know how you got to footnote 8 already, but you did. Can you explain what you mean that this is significant?
Well, I think it is very significant. You know, the majority is really pushing back on Justice Sotomayor, saying you can't show me any case law on the universal jurisdiction. They're saying, well, that's the point, is that it's silent because this, effectively, they say this didn't exist for the framers. They didn't anticipate this, and they certainly didn't anticipate this at the beginning of the Republic.
Right, because they would have never believed that a president, aka President Biden, would allow almost 15 million of illegal migrants to come to this country. They would have, which many we could call that treason, to be honest. And many of these people, we don't even know who they are.
Yeah, 119-page ruling. Everybody digesting it right now. Jonathan going a little bit faster than us here on the desk. Andy, want to bring you back in here. So conservatives in the Trump administration have been frustrated, essentially saying they feel that some of these plaintiffs are judge shopping and district shopping. There's 670 federal judges across the country. You go to one left-leaning court somewhere in San Francisco or Boston, and all of a sudden you get a nationwide injunction that stops everything going on in the country. With this ruling, is that now over?
All these Democrat judges, they're not just stopping President Trump about the birthright citizenship. Some of them even stopping President Trump from deporting criminals. Think about it. Judges American judges that are stopping President Trump from deporting criminal, illegal migrants. Who would have thought that? These judges are getting paid with the American taxpayers' money, and they are working against the benefit of the American people.
So Justice Jackson wrote a dissent, and she said, I agree with everything that Justice Sotomayor said, but I have to add my own 2 cents to this thing, and boy, is it scorched earth. She goes on to say in her dissent, perhaps the degradation of our rule of law regime would happen anyway, but this court's complicity in the creation of a culture of disdain for lower courts, their rulings and the law as they interpret it, will surely hasten the downfall of our governing institutions, enabling our collective demise. She goes on from there, but clearly she sees this decision as something she obviously disagrees with, but as a very threat to the structure of our courts and our institutions as they now exist. I understand there is something that Justice Barrett said in the majority with respect to answering Justice Jackson's dissent. I'm trying to tick back to that. But also a reminder for folks, Justice Barrett was a law professor for a long time before she got into the world of being a federal judge. She also taught classes in civil procedure, which is one of the first things that I had my first year in law school. You get it as a first-year student, but it gets to the heart of how things proceed, how the court system works. So it does make sense now that even being a more junior justice, why she would have written this opinion. And it gets to this opinion, a lot of those questions that you've heard our other panelists bring up here about certification of class actions. It takes a lot of work. It is not easy to do. And there are cautions throughout this opinion that district court judges not now simply default to that. So I'm going to go back and find Justice Barrett.
Yeah, I'm going to stop it here, guys. But by the way, she is beautiful. I'm just saying. She is gorgeous. She is gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Anyway, guys, as always, if you have not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment, let me know what you think as I continue to bring more and better content and call out all the nonsense from the Democratic Party. I'll see you guys in another video. Stay blessed.